Good morning, everybody. I am Georgia Rose from Zencuda. Thank you so much for joining our Soul Support channel here on Facebook at Zencuda by Georgia Rose and also on YouTube at Zencuda, Zencuda. This is a soul support community for creating your best life in co-creation with spirit. Sounds fancy, right? But all it really means is doing the things you love and letting your soul lead you to them. So welcome to our community. It is Sunday, and it's a rainy Sunday here in the Northeast. So grab a cup of coffee and let's chat for a little while. I'll just wait a few minutes till some people come on. And of course, these videos are always, excuse me, of course, these videos are always live streamed, and then we do keep them on the Facebook page and add them to our YouTube channel, so you can always play them back and see what we have to say. So astrologically, I do use astrology as one of my life paths. It is a portal for me to really see into my keys of what is supposed to be going on with my life. And this week, really exciting, we have Venus going into Aquarius, which is going to really change the energy on the things that we love to do and love in our relationships. We might have a little bit of a rough patch as it's aspecting Uranus, but in the beginning of the week. But then after that, we're going to have smooth sailing for most of us, depending, of course, on what sign you are. But Venus in Aquarius is a really beautiful energy. You're going to see, especially a lot of people hook up over the internet and technology. And you're also going to see many of us write emails and things like that. There's also some energy going on this week where you may find someone from your past coming back in. It could be simply someone that was in a partnership with you. Doesn't have to be romantic. I kind of feel this energy is a little bit more romantic partnerships. But the reason they come into your life again is basically, hi Janine, the reason they come into your life again is basically so that you can, raise your vibration and see truth. This person doesn't necessarily signify someone that you're meant to be with. It could, but I believe that this resurrects in order for you to realize how different you are and what a different way you love yourself now and are willing to be in partnership with someone. That's what the energy feels like to me. And that brings about my subject this morning, which is intention. And recently this came to me, Spirit was speaking to me a lot about intention. And I did a few videos back, you can find it on our YouTube channel, about your life intention and setting a life intention. Just like people who open a business sometimes will set a business statement or a business mission statement. I believe we should all have that for our life. And what is the intention of your life in this lifetime? And what do you really hope to accomplish by the things you do, the people you surround yourself with, etc. So a lot of things really do come down to intention. Just getting something, angels. A lot of things do really come down to intention. And when you think about intention, our intention for our life, and then we apply it to our externals and our internals, our relationships, especially our love partnerships, our partnerships with our family, things start to take on a very different meaning. And when first we have our internal intention of what we really want to do with our life. Hi, Suzanne. What we really want to do with our life. And that's our mission statement of this is my purpose. This is really what I want to do with my life. And if you don't know what that is, it's pretty simple to find out. We actually make it a lot harder than it is because we get in the way. If you're trying to find out what your purpose or your intention is, you just have to stay quiet and listen to what your body and your mind kind of tell you about the things that you're doing in your life right now. The things that you're doing that feel really good, that's leading you to your purpose. The things that you do that feel awkward or put you in dis-ease or make you feel uncomfortable, those are the things that you need to change, alter, or transform. So when we set our life intention, it's based on the things we love. It's based on the feelings that we love to have when we're doing certain things. Like, I love to write. Thank you so much, Suzanne. Thank you for your support. Hi, Laura. So the things that give us joy, the things that make us feel good, comfort, secure, just content, are the things that we need to do more of. And that's how we find our purpose, when we raise that vibration of joy. And then that becomes our intention of life. Our intention could simply be to just, I want to feel joy today. But if we have a life intention for each day and then our larger life intention, then that becomes our North Star. It becomes our point of what I like to refer to as the Zencuda. It becomes, my soul is going towards that and I'm following its lead. And that's when you truly start to live your best life. And Thank you. And so when you have your internal life intention, and that could be something to do with elevating your purpose and who you really want to be in your life, or it could be something very simply that you, maybe a habit you want to stop or something that you want to change. It could be something like, I'm not going to allow people to take all my strength anymore. I'm going to reserve some for myself, or whatever it might be. And so, hi, Gina. And so when we start to really focus on that internal life intention, we start to see things differently, because now that intention gets carried forward through our soul energy. It gets carried forward in all of the things that we do in our life, and all of the, except to sneeze, experiences, excuse me. God has already blessed me, so it carries forward into the things that we do in our life, the experiences we seek, and what we're willing to put up with and not put up with. And that kind of leads me to my kind of subject today. So I'm getting a lot of stuff lately about intention from Spirit, and what is your intention, and what is that other person's intention? What is the intention from this experience? Why has it been put in front of me? Because we've gone through so many endings and beginnings these last several weeks as planets change course, right? So I've come to start to, as almost an automatic, start to think about every experience that I have and think, okay, what's the intention for this experience? What is my intention that I am standing in this space? What do I hope to get out of this? And what is the other person's intention through me? So for instance, the other day I was at work and someone said something to me that was really not very nice, the way I interpreted it. And I started to really kind of feel pretty badly, and I felt very uncomfortable, and I felt like I have to address this, because one of my things now is I do not allow people to put me in a space of detriment, and I need to speak my piece about this in a loving way, in a kind way, so that it's no longer an energy I'm carrying, because I have had a tendency in my life where I don't speak up, and then I carry things for days and days, and I think I'm over it until 2 o'clock in the morning I can't sleep. And my sleep is extremely precious to me for my healthy life and my spiritual work. So I've come to the conclusion that I have to speak up when things happen in real time in order to transform the energy in a loving and kind way. So I went, inward a little bit for a few minutes, and I thought, okay, how am I going to address this? And then I thought, well, what was their intention by saying that? And I come to realize during that, few-minute process, they really didn't mean anything, malicious. They didn't mean anything mean. It was just their articulation of something that they were actually trying to say for a really good reason. And I let it go. And so, oh great, PM me, Gina, and we can arrange for a reading. If anyone wants a private reading, just PM me through this site and I'll get it. So hi Lori. So the point being that I assumed their intention was negative, but when I stopped and sat in the emotion for a few minutes, I realized their intention was not negative, and it was something that was a trigger inside me. And that has to do a lot with intention. What was my intention? I wanted to almost jump down this person's throat. I'm having a human experience here. And so I stopped and I didn't, because my intention for my life is to resolve conflict in a kind and loving way. But my intention for my life is also brutal honesty, both in myself and in the other person. So inside that intention then becomes, okay, what's really happening here? Not the illusion of my ego, not that, how could this person do this to me? Well, for the most part, unless someone is a narcissist or in detriment, people don't really want to hurt you. During your day-to-day life, sometimes people are nasty, maybe they're having a bad day. It's their stuff, it's not ours. So then the intention becomes, I hope that person is blessed. I hope that person finds what they need to be at peace, because my peace is not going to be disturbed by this. And instead of having to act out the situation with that person, by going back to my own intention for my life, I realized that experience was for my intention. That experience was to elevate me. I could have gone into the lower energy and ended up in a little bit of a conflict with the person and said my piece in a healthy way or whatever, and it would have gone on. But I didn't need to have that experience in order to benefit from the experience. Do you get what I'm saying? So sometimes intention is everything. And we don't have to actually act out the experience with a person for the intention of the lesson to come into us and really have the full experience. We can have it all in here and in here without having to act it out. If we stop and we sit in the emotion and we realize, okay, that person said something to me and it was kind of a trigger because sometimes I have had my self-esteem knocked around. And so now I'm going to be hypersensitive to what others say sometimes. So that's my issue, and my intention is to heal that. I don't need to have the experience with the other who said something or that I interpret as in a certain way. And the other part of that is having the intention to assume positive intent. And a lot of arguments and conflict can be avoided if we assume positive intent from the other. Because some people are just not articulate and say the wrong thing, and they really don't mean anything by it. But in our own triggers, we become super hypersensitive to that. So intention's been coming in a lot for me, intention of what I intend to get from an experience, and intention of what that other person in interaction with me is really trying to do or say, or where are they trying to bring me. And so that's really been huge and a big changing factor in transmuting energy in my life. And combining that internal intention with the experiences that happen around us is also huge, because I feel that those experiences are really happening in order to bring us our intention. We don't have to have those experiences with the other. As a matter of fact, most of the time when we try to have them with the other, it becomes something else entirely. And there's a lot more fixing that needs to be done. So I guess one of the intentions we should have for ourselves is maybe as experiences happen and as we grow and change in our life, I guess maybe the question to ask is not only where is this bringing me, but why did this experience come in a certain way for me, and what was my trigger? And in doing that, I think that we really do create a life that we are co-creating with Spirit, because it becomes a situation where now everything that we're doing has a reason. And sometimes things happen and we get stuck in the why. And I think if we can just go into the intention, we really find things to be a lot different. I also recently did a video about intentions with healing and in my own healing work. And my intention is always to bring in the love to heal. It doesn't have to have a certain category. It doesn't have to be Reiki. It doesn't have to be IET. It doesn't have to be, a certain type of healing. If you lay your hands on someone and you feel that you are bringing the energy of Spirit to them, they're going to raise the vibration and heal it. But I think that in life we do the same thing. We try and put things in category. Someone says something to us or does something to us, and it becomes a negative because we have those boxes of this is the negative, this is jealousy, this is resentment, this is hatred, this is rivalry, this is competition. And I think if we could erase all those boxes and just look at what the intention of something is. For instance, someone recently brought me a small gift, and it was actually food, and it was something that I don't eat. And they brought this, and I was like, that's really nice, but like, what the heck are they bringing that for? And it was so negative. And I caught myself, and I said, hi, Elisa. I caught myself, and I said, okay, well, this person was trying to do something really beautiful for me, and I'm just putting it in that box because it's not something that's my intention, But what truly is the intention there? The intention is their love. So I think if we can really kind of focus more on intention, I think that we can really bring our lives to a much higher level and raise our vibration and not get so caught up in the words and the deed and the experience as more of the energy of it and the higher octave, I want to say, of it. Because I think that really brings us to a place where we're supposed to be. And then I'm just looking down at I always write notes on a board of what I want to say. And I think that's also creating a life with our higher self. And a lot of times we have troubles and challenges and misery or fear in our life, and it's because we've created situations that were not created by our higher self. They were created from ego, and the ego's intention is always to control, with fear usually. It's a very long journey to get a very healthy ego, where your ego is really boosting you up, speaking nicely to you, etc. That was my ego saying, what the heck did they buy me that for? That was my ego wanting to put judgment somewhere. That was my ego preventing love and blocking love, because it knows when I go into love, there is no ego, so it loses control. So really big lesson in intention, and what was that person's intention for me. And in closing, I just want to say that's also one of the reasons why we're building this beautiful community of Zenkuda life support and soul support, because we need a place to go where it's love. We need a place to go where no one's judging us. We are all in love. And I really want this community to be a safe space where we can all go, and in that space there is no jealousy, there is no competition, there is no judgment. How beautiful is it if we could have a place for that, and a safe place? I know I have that with some very dear friends of mine who are in the spiritual community, and also some family members where I can really go and have that beautiful safe space. And it's in that space that I grow and elevate and find my highest vibration. And it's my intention that Zencuda becomes that space, whether it's in YouTube and online or on Facebook or Instagram, that every day you have a place to go for inspiration of some kind, whether it's through a tip about your business and career and what you want to do in your profession, whether it's something about a healthy mind and body and your five senses, or whether it's a category that you choose to look at that is above the five senses, because that is really how we have to create our life now, not just mind and body, but also above the five senses, because that's where all the answers to what our life purpose is supposed to be. So that's all I wanted to say this morning, unless anybody has something they want to chime in about intention, maybe share a story or a comment about that. I really do feel that if we can stay in our intentions for our life, and they'll change also. I know my intention for the last few years has been to bring myself to a love-based mentality and come out of a fear-based mentality. Very hard to do. It's been stop and go, push and pull. There are times when I just am in the fear-based mentality because I am always afraid I'm going to be judged. And that's something that's very hard to dissolve. And I'll admit that's my humanness that comes through. And I think that we need to not judge and not judge ourselves and speak kindly to ourselves, and that should be our intention. And also somebody had said about people coming back in right now. We're at a very critical point in the zodiac, in the cosmos, for things to change. And for many of us, that means that things are being revisited and things are coming back from our past. It's almost like, I always think like the tide went out and we thought we were done with that tide. And then all of a sudden the tide came back in a rush. And it's like, oh my God, why is this happening again? Why is this person here? I thought I was done with this. It's because this is the last vestige, the last push, the last point of the energy before it completely changes. And the reason it's coming in may not necessarily be for you to have an experience with this person. As I said, it's the intention. The reason this experience is coming in again may be because you are in a different place. You have done work over this last decade, and now this experience is being come in to show you how differently you love yourself, how differently you regard yourself, and what you are willing to allow and not allow in your life. So just look at the experience, and you don't necessarily have to have the experience to have it. We don't need to be in the physical world, in the three-dimensional world, in the humanness of the experience to really understand why it's coming into our life. And that's the intention, and that's my intention for all of you today. So I will be back Tuesday night with Zencuda Live. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, please come in, jump in on that. And also, please like, share, and comment on these videos. It's really important for us to build this beautiful community. I truly believe that this is going to empower us all in our life. So thank you so much, and look forward to a live event soon, which I'll be doing via live stream and also in person. So for those of you who are interested in that, let me know. And if you want a reading one-on-one, please do PM me here. And I love all of you. Have a beautiful Sunday. Enjoy the rainy weather. Go see a movie or go into meditation or go to a spiritual event. It's a great day for that. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.